about that. I had an internet connection. See, that's the mere problem of us working from home. Well, it's not always that I experience this. There are times I experience it because of the situation, like if there is a typhoon. But I'm happy with the service that I have right now, which is Sky Cable. Okay, so going back to the discussion, if your resume, like what Mrs. Ocampo mentioned a while ago, you don't need to add information such as religion, hobbies. These are things that you can just include whenever you're being asked to fill out an application form already when this application form for office-based when you're called in for an interview. That's the only time you will fill out their application form. But for online, if you're applying online, once you submit your resume, there would be a link already that will be asked of you to fill out so that you can fill out everything that they need to know from you. So you have to be very careful. The area or the topic I was discussing a while ago before I got cut off is, for example, you're still working in the position right now and you're already applying or looking for a new job. There should be a very good reason why you are trying to leave your current position and trying to apply for a new one. So it's not something that it's bad. It's just that you have to be able to prove why you're actually doing that transition or an decision. It's a hard decision, I would say so. But then again, if your decision and if your explanation is really acceptable, I think it's no longer a question of this person might be doing something. Remove all the doubts. That's the thing. So you just have to remove all the doubts that they might think of you. So just make sure that it's clear whenever you're writing your present position. Okay, it doesn't have to be a long paragraph, but at least it's precise, brief, and precise. Okay, and then from the play test, and then the last position, and then whatever it is, remember, you just only have to add the position when you feel like that position is needed for the position you are applying for. Let's say you are applying as a sales manager. It can be online or it can be office-based. And you have had 10 years of sales manager position or sales position experience. So you can actually include all of your sales position that you've had from different companies. Let's say 3 years from another company, 2 years from another company, 5 years from another company, highlighting the sales position. Why? Because you're making sure that you're fitting yourself to the position you're applying for. Now, this is going to be difficult if you're trying to jump from one position. Let's say, like myself, I have been in events management for almost 15, 20 years. And then I transition to becoming a home-based professional. So I don't know exactly what kind of position I'm going to apply for when I was transitioning as a home-based professional. I said, I think I can best work as an events person. It's not a manager already that I'm thinking because I'm not sure if that position can also apply home-based. So I was just looking and researching for events work that I can do because that's my expertise. That's what I know. And I'm happy that I was able to find out, or I was able to find something like that. And that's where I applied my experience as an the position was events coordinator. So it's an online work, and that's my first job as a VA. Okay, so I'm happy because I said, oh, I can do this. The only thing I was not happy about is I'm not aware of the tools because we don't use tools when I was in the office in the last position I had or in the last company I worked. So I said, okay, this is really challenging because I don't know how to use this, I don't know how to use this, I don't know how to use this. So I have to make sure that I would understand it if I'm going to be trained. And I'm very thankful and grateful I was able to understand it. And that's why I worked with them for, I think, 4 or 3 years, something like that, until that my client went somewhere else. So this is a regular, she rested in peace. So that's the time that we separated. And then after putting all the right positions that you have had before, applying for a same position, highlighting that would be very easy for the hiring manager to scroll your resume because you're exactly putting the same positions that they need, and they can see exactly what you have gone through, what accomplishments you've done, and it's the same positions that they just need to have. Not it's not juggling from one position to the other to the other, so you cannot exactly fit to the requirements that they're looking for. For example, you're applying as a sales manager, you had a sales manager experience, but it's only 2 months because you got fed up. Let's say these are the experience from Britain. Is there is there such thing as selling Britannica still? You know that the people who are in the mall, they're selling Britannica books. That is it Britannica or encyclopedia, something like that. And your experience as a sales personnel for 2 months, I don't think that will even qualify you as a sales manager position for you having sales personnel position for 2 months. So again, do not apply if your qualifications doesn't even match the qualifications and requirements being looked for or searched for or needed for by the job posting. Okay, so here it's not just about writing the resume, but it's making your experience, also your background, fit to the position you are trying to apply for. Just don't juggle your positions everywhere. I've learned from this. Before, I used to do that as well. I put all the positions. I feel like they will be proud of me when they see my resume. It's not right. So I've learned from that. I've learned from a long mistakes. I said, okay, I think that's wrong. So I just have to focus on this because this is what I'm applying for. Okay, this I'm addressing for those who are asking, this post or posting, I need a job, I have an experience of this and that. This will not solve your problem looking for a position if you're going to post that way. You have to do your homework. You have to do the part where you have to start from your resume. Okay, so after putting your positions or the experiences that you've had based on the position you're applying for, exclude the positions or the experience you've had. Let's say you have been a Jollibee crew 15 years ago. Do not include that anymore because you're not working as a fast food manager or whatever. You see my point? That doesn't make sense anymore, and it will just add to your resume because it's no longer needed, and it's not even a requirement for you to showcase that you have a knowledge about food service. So you just have to match your resume based on the job qualifications, based on the job requirements that the position is needed or is being asked for. Okay, that's why you can only fit your resume into one page. Now, a lot of people will use the Word document, which is fine. That's fine because, or the Google Docs. That's also fine. Make sure that you're using Arial font, at least 12 font or 11. I think that's the finest. And don't put a lot of different characters. It's not going to help your resume. It's okay to put the characters if you know how to lay out it properly. But if you're not good in layouting, then don't do it because it's just going to ruin your resume. The looks of your resume, it will look dirty. It doesn't look professional at all. So avoid adding those characters that are not necessary. So this is very important, especially for the newbies or for the fresh graduate. Your resume doesn't have to look like a character designer whatsoever. If you are applying as a graphic artist, if you're applying for a particular position that requires to see your creativity, then you can probably do that, and acceptable for you to do that because you're showcasing your creativity part, right? But if you are applying for a position such as a GVA or General Virtual Assistant, an accountant, a marketing manager, I think those are not unnecessary. So avoid doing that, or avoid putting characters that are not necessary for it or unnecessary, so that it will not clutter your resume. Just make it professional. It should look professional. And this thing also you have to avoid doing. Do not attach an image that it's a selfie image. Please avoid that. you are establishing yourself as a career. You're establishing yourself for a new career. They need to see you how professional you look. They need to see you how you represent yourself. If you're going to put a selfie image from your phone and you're even doing the duck thing, yeah, of course, no one would be interested to look into your resume. They might even laugh at your resume. And I did that. Sorry. I did a job reviewing resume. And it saddens me to see that, there are people who has the potential, but they're doing a lot of wrong things in writing the resume and feeling that they're entitled to a reply. Okay. So if you want for these people to also reply to you, there's a reason why probably you're not getting the response you want. For some reason, look at your resume, review your resume. There might be a reason why they're not even contacting you. Thank you for that, Mrs. Mrs. Ocampo says, please use email address containing your name. Avoid using characters or nickname. Example, cutie pie. That's true. You know, you're already starting building uh, um, your professionalism, right? So your professionalism should start from your email, from how your resume looks, how your image looks. So everything should be properly done. So they would respect you as who you are. Respect is not asked. You gain that because of how you project yourself, how you showcase yourself, how you want people to respect you, but you don't ask for them, hey, you have to respect me. I'm a sales manager, why are you not even calling me? I'm a sales manager already. That is something that we should not be doing. Okay, come on, how can they even call you if you're a sales manager and your email address is mariadolarscutiepie at chuvanes@gmail.com. No one will even be serious about it because you're not serious about it. So show them that you're serious. And these are things that it may look so small, but has a big impact on you. You have to think high. I mean, elevate yourself, guys. Think highly. Don't think of it, oh, they need us, so they will hire us. It's not the 19 kopong kopong eras anymore. It's the new millennium. It's the new style. There's a new breed of a way of getting hired, but you have to showcase them that they need to hire you because you will really resolve a solution for a problem they're trying to look for. You're the right person to give a solution to that position or to that problem, whatever it is. If it is a sales that is a problem, they want to see person or they want to hire persons who really are bringing in sales. Otherwise, you're just one of the or wanna be a salesperson. Okay. Yes, Miss says, yes, Dolores. Also, no need to include primary, secondary school. Mas maganda po basahin pag mas maiksik kesa mahaba. Correct. That's why we're trying to say, use as much as possible one-page resume. That's why we're teaching this to you because I know it's kind of difficult because what am I going to put in one-page resume? If you know exactly what to put, then it will not be that difficult for you. But if it can't be avoided, 2 pages will be fine. But submitting 4 or 5 pages of resume is not fine. I've done that and I've learned my mistakes the hard way. And that's why I'm trying to share it with you. Avoid doing that because it doesn't really help. It doesn't, my hair is getting furious too. It's not helping you at all. So from there, I said, okay, I am doing something wrong. And when I reassessed myself, I found out there is a huge mistake in what I have done. After doing such homework, I should be doing this. So now when I improved it, voila. I mean, I'm not saying everybody that I've submitted my resume before has called or contacted me, but what I can say is that the chance of it increased from the time that I was sending it before and comparing it to the new version of my resume. I have received more twice or thrice of the numbers I have been expecting before. So there's a lot of improvement. So when I saw that, I said, finally, because nobody taught us how to do this, especially in school, right? There's no subject that deals about this. Yes, it was discussed, but nothing to this extent that they will explain the importance of this, why you should not do this, why you should do this. And through us who are experienced in this field already, we're happy to share this information and teach the youngsters, the new millennials that they call, for you, in order for you to also know how to do it the right way. Yeah, the millennials are very creative, but sometimes the creativity is extending so much to the effect that it's not needed. So you just also have to understand when to be creative and when not to be creative. Okay? Mrs. Ocampo, question, Miss Tiny, your CV for online po ba meron ba rin character reference? Do clients do background check? For online, we don't put it immediately on our resume. I do have, they would require us for the background check because that's why they're asking for character reference. And that's one thing. You just don't put your character reference immediately if it's not being asked. Why? If you're putting your character reference and your character reference doesn't know that their names, or you have added their names as your character reference, and then the HR or hiring managers contacted them to do a background check, and you're not a good you don't have a good relationship with the person that you even added as your background or reference, it will also make or break you. So you have to make sure that your character reference really would help you in terms of your application. So in our case, yes, we also are being requested for character reference if we already passed the first process. If we pass the resume, of course, the first step is to submit the resume. You will not be invited for an interview if they feel like your resume is not really the one that they're looking for. So they will also do a background check. In our case, they normally do a background check on our clients, from the clients we have worked before, because that's important. Okay, so remember, for guys who wants to work office-based, don't just put character references in your resume, not asking for permission from the person that you feel like can help you in your application. So you also have to think of the character reference who can build you up. For example, again, you're applying for a sales manager position, and then you're putting a character reference that is not even, does not have any understanding about sales manager. I think that person may not be able to boost you or to build you up. So you have to find a person who can really explain what your traits are in terms of sales, so that the hiring manager would really get a big picture of you are the right person. Because imagine from zero, you turn the sales to 88%. That increase. So why wouldn't they hire you? Because the backup or the reference that you have given them is the right person to really tell them, hire her because she's really good. Her strategies are really great. I've never thought that I can do that, but she implemented it and she made it work. And I'm happy. I'm just sad that she has to leave because of this and that. Make sure that you both talk about it. Otherwise, again, it can break you or can make you. Right? So I hope I answered that, Mrs. Yan, nag-freak out. Pasensya na. Hindi ako kulat ha. I'm not curly. Straight yan. Straight. Pantalyan, ikaw talaga kukurutin kita eh. Ano ba magagawa ko? Look at my hair. O, diba? Straight yan, no? Ewan ko ba, nakukulot lang siya kasi na-stress siya because of the Taal volcano. O, diba? Behave. Tame down my hair. As you all know, I'm kulot. I'm just joking na straight ang hair ko. So I cannot do anything about that unless pahiran ko siya ng sangkatermong pomada or what do you call it, gel or spray net. But love for Earth, I don't use much of a spray net. Okay, so I hope that really helps, especially for those who are trying to apply as a home-based or as an office-based whatever position. It may be higher position, rank and file position. It doesn't really matter as long as you know how to write your resume properly. Okay, again, I'm trying to avoid the word perfectly because again there will always be mistakes, but as you improve in time, you would see, okay, this is how I should improve it, and take this as a learning advice. Okay, don't take it as, why do I know so much? Again, my disclaimer a while ago, I'm not an expert on this, but since I have experienced it myself, I'm sharing it with you so that you can avoid the mistakes over and over again we all have been doing. So these are the things that we thought we're doing it right, but it is not. Okay, there would come a time that your resume may not really even be, I mean, most companies would really use a software that would scan all the resume, and no human intervention anymore. So we are trying to avoid that from happening, because if that happens, the software will just look for keywords, and if the keyword is not even in your resume, even if you have created a very wonderful resume, it will also go to junk. So I hope not companies will do that, because like what I said, one position, if you post that, there would be tons of people who would submit the resume. And I did that resume screening or scanning. It's so hard to, it's so painful to see that you're going to put this in the trash bin. And no one should use the bio data anymore. Okay? I went in the Pure Gold store, and I saw there's still bio data, you know, especially for those who are applying office-based. Avoid using bio data. It's not the right way to use it. Okay. So for one pager resume, go to different tools. There are a lot of different tools already online that you can use for your resume making. Again, befriend Google. Be Google your best friend. There's a lot of resume maker online that you can use that can really help you and can guide you on how to really write your resume, because they have already templates. Okay, but please avoid copy pasting. If you copy paste, a lot of companies also use plagiarism checker. They would see if you copy this information from one existing resume and then you pasted it in your resume. So avoid that. People are smart nowadays. You cannot outsmart us, especially those who are experienced. Okay, so avoid doing that. It's just a tip. Okay, you don't have to be very, again, avoid a lot of sentences, so that your page will not really be too avoid it. Just make sure you have 2 pages. That's the list. Again, the last part of your pages, that's where you put either, if you want to put your educational background, at least the college, the last school you have attended. The elementary, the high school, it's not really necessary anymore unless it's asked. And you will definitely be filling out an application form from them. So those are the parts that they probably might be asking as a supplement. Okay, so I hope this is very clear for everyone, especially those who are trying to, this is very elementary for most, but this is very important because we are still receiving resumes that are not even properly written. Okay, so be mindful of what you're putting in your resume. Review it before you submit. Sometimes you used your resume from a different company and then you weren't able to edit it, and you're sending it to a different company with a different company name. That happens, so be mindful, right? Hi, Miss Tiny, question po. Welcome pa din ba mag-apply even if di ka nakakomplete ng training? Sir, I wasn't able to complete my online training. That's fine. Feel free to apply. Don't be afraid to apply. All you have to do, if you don't feel like you are knowledgeable about things around you, make yourself learn things that can really help you to become a VA. Again, my example, it's very basic. If you are a singer and then you want to become a doctor, you can't just go to the hospital and say, hey, I want to apply as a doctor, correct? It's the same thing here. You may have the information already, you may have the skills already, you may have the experience already, but sometimes there are things that may not, that the companies or the clients are looking for that you don't have. You have to be specific also of what kind of work you want to work with. For example, you want to become a GVA. So learn all the aspects of a GVA. What are the tools, software a GVA can use? CRM, um, CRM, sometimes accounting thing or accounting software is also being required. So those are the things that you just have to be specific. Again, understanding your niche market. If your niche is accounting or small business owners, or depending on your experience, if you're an accountant, definitely everybody or small business owners has accounting problem or bookkeeping requirements. So definitely there are your niche market. So if you really are just focused on being an accountant, just be an accountant or be a bookkeeper. So, I mean, fit yourself to the position that you want to work with so that it will not be difficult for you. Now, the difference, I know you're seeing that a lot of job postings, for example, they need a GVA who knows how to use this, a GVA who knows to use this, or a social media manager or specialist that should know how to use this. It depends. If you're applying as a social media specialist, then you should be able to understand different types of software relatively being used for social media. Now, if you're not aware of other software yet, then figure out how you can expand your knowledge and learn how to use different software. For example, content curation tools. This is very important to understand. I am trying to learn that because I need it also based on running everything that I'm doing right now. So you learn things because you want to add it into your knowledge based on your experience. Now, if you want to jump into a different position from accounting to social media, then that's a crucial step for you to do just because to have a job. I hope you're understanding that. So just focus on what you think you're going to excel or where you're going to excel and what you do best. And then just add the skills you need. For social media specialists or social media managers, I believe it's not just understanding the different types of social media calendar, the software. You may also learn how to, especially in LinkedIn, how to lead generation. You can also add that into your skills, how to do lead generation, how to increase leads on LinkedIn using different tools or software, so that when you apply for a particular position, especially for lead generation doesn't mean that you're just going to look for a lead. Sometimes there are software being used to generate leads. So if you don't know how to use different software and you're applying for a position because you're thinking you're going to be trained, then you are actually doing it wrong. But there are positions that are offering trainings for their VAs. Why? Because they will only offer the training to you, and basically when they see that you have the potential. But if totally you do not have the potential at all, they will not even invite you for an interview. So that's where the topic a while ago, how do you fit yourself in your resume as you write your resume based on the position you're applying for. So do not mix and match. Okay, so be precise on what you want to do and tailor fit it based on your experience, based on your knowledge, on your capacity, your capabilities, and then add more skills to that particular position. So in my case, if I want to study social media, I really have to go through a lot of different learnings. What are the different types of tools that I still need to learn? What are the different strategies that I need to learn as a social media specialist? Those are the things I need to learn. If I want to do digital marketing, which somehow I'm starting to do, but I need to learn other concepts of digital marketing, that's where I need to learn. So again, it's a wide variety of learning from here. The training we provide will really guide you understanding the facets of a VA. but it doesn't specifically train you. For example, if you get hired and for a position, definitely you understand what you're supposed to do because you have attended the training as a VA. But then again, there are some trainings that they might still provide you specific for the work that you're going to do. Okay, so my tip is learn first the skills of the VA and then eventually grow that. You can do that. It's not important. It's not impossible for us to learn because with the advent of everything now, with the advent of technology, with the advent of people are just lazy. That's just it. But if you are going to push yourself, you're going to help yourself learn and understand things, then you can really learn those things. The mindset is important. It's important why? If you are fed with different mindset and with the wrong information, then your mindset would be, I can easily earn from home. Yes, you can do that. You can earn from home, but it's not as easy as one, two, three. There are a lot of information there out there that's telling you, you know, you can earn 6 digits. Okay, fine. I will not argue with that. If you're going to earn 6 digits, that's fine by me. And there are people who can really earn that, but it also depends on what you do. Okay, let not greed be the first motivator. Start with understanding first from yourself. What can I do? What can I offer? Is my resume right, correct for me to offer it or to even forward it? That's your selling. If it is a flyer, that's your flyer, your resume. So start from there. And then once you feel like, okay, I've already rectified what it is that I need to put, then develop it from yourself. You focus on yourself. You think about it, okay, this is what I want to do. Otherwise, if you're so mixed up, things will not really be good as a turnout for you. Right? So I hope that really helps you guys. Our training will start by February 7th. It's all Fridays for the month of February from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So we're starting to accept registrations or online training attendees. You can just, this is one thing again, everything that you need to know about the training or whatever it is that we're going to do, all of these details are already posted, and there's a link. When you see a link, you click the link. The link will then bring you or redirect you to the information you need to understand. Don't be afraid to click the link because it will not ask you to pay for something. I mean, it will not charge you anything yet because I'm receiving a lot of DMs, direct messages. I'm interested. How po? I want to cry. Just imagine how many people are you in here if I'm going to answer all of your inquiries. And that's the reason why we provide all the information you need to know, because definitely everything that you will be needing to know is already in the information that we have on our website. So again, there is a link. Click the link and it will redirect you to the website that will provide you all the information you need to know. How to pay? Also click the link. When you click the link, sign up, it will show you how you can pay. It's still your decision if you're going to take the training or not. Okay, but then again, before sending me a DM, read the entirety. I will not redirect you to something that will just, clickbait you. No, I'm not like that. All right, so again, it will start on February 7th, the first online. Again, this is an online training session from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Fridays, starting February 7th. And you just go to our Facebook group. The information is right there. Sign up because after this, I'm going to be very busy for the expo. And for the expo, we have 8 slots available. So for those who wants to attend the expo, this is different from the online training session. The expo will happen on Feb 29th, God willing, at the AXA Life Building, Center Hill, Puyat in Makati from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So it's a very long day for everybody, and hopefully you bring your brain cells because you will really learn a lot from all of all of the staffing agencies that we have as our partners, and we're very happy to have the VA Hub as an additional partner for the event and in our community. It's not just the event day that they're partnering with, that we partnered or vice versa with us, but it's a whole year partnership. So I'm very grateful and thankful to God for all of these people who believed in what we do. And again, there's a question, why is it so cheap? Why am I offering the training so cheap? It's not a scam, okay? The only reason I'm doing this is it's because of my advocacy. I believe in what I do. I experience it. I am a VA myself, and I want to be able to help you in a very way that I can, and this is the only way I can. So I'm not going to charge you too much because that's my promise when I started this, okay? So again, do not ask me, ito lang ba talaga yung babayaran ko? Wala na bang hidden charges? Hindi man ako credit card. So please, I know you're just being smart and being very careful. I understand that, but then please read first. Okay, we will. This community provides you with the honesty as I can. I will be honest with you as I can with God's help. So please, ako nga yung lugi kung tutuusin, pero it's okay. Hindi ko naman siya tinahanap as a business, or I'm not running it as a business. I want to be able to help a lot of people, and that's why I'm very happy that we have the right partners that we have, because the partners will be able to help the right and qualified VAs for them to have the work, the longevity of work, the stability of work, and it will really help you elevate your lifestyle or your livelihood as a VA and working from home. Okie dokie. Do you have questions? Do you have questions, guys? If you don't have questions, I look forward for you guys to sign up for our online training session, which will start on February 7th, all Fridays of February. That will be February 7th, February 14th, February 21. On the 28th, probably there would be no session. So probably 21 will be 2 sessions because I will be preparing for the expo on the 28th. That's why there might not be a session on the 28th. So I'm informing earlier on so that you know. Okie dokie. And then just look for the link in our community, right? So I'm just looking at our comments if there's none. Okay, now. Thank you so much. Please also visit our YouTube, subscribe. I'll be uploading this video there so that for those who have not watched it, they can watch it. Thank you guys for joining and have a wonderful weekend. Let's all pray that the volcano will really come down and we'll go back to normal. And God's grace, you know, everybody be safe, right? Thank you so much and God bless us all. Bye.